Can you see my screen? Okay, yeah, okay. So now, today I'm going to share with you some of my knowledge about gamification for marketing campaign and e-learning. Okay, a little bit about me. My name is Dominique, and I've been working on UX UI projects for over 11 years. And then I've been doing a lot of different digital products, mainly working on UX UI design. So you can see some of my most challenged project. It's called OPIC 360. Another one fun project is called Breaker. I got a lot of fun creating interesting navigation system for the app. The largest fundraising project I've done for Micro Drone 3.0 was on Indiegogo back in 2014 or 15. I helped them crowdfund $3.5 million while working under Agency 2.0. Okay, so let's talk about gamification. Okay, so let me make, okay. So what's gamification? Gamification is the application of game design elements and game principles in non-game context. So gamification is not for a game, right? Because there's a definition, like someone define game is that player voluntarily participate unnecessary journey or unnecessary tests. So, and they had a lot of fun during the process. So that's game. So we want to see why people volunteering, right? And join some unnecessary task, series of tasks, and then they still get a lot of fun. If this types of principle can apply to different applications in reality, that would be great because people will be willing to do something that is actually useful for them or for the society, and while the participants, they can get a lot of fun. So this is gamification. Gamification is using game elements to apply to something that is not game. Okay. So let's see what types of applications can be gamified. First one, marketing. Yeah, so a lot of marketing campaigns that use gamification principles to kind of attract their users, and also they got a lot of like a retention for their users as well. So using a lot of game mechanics or game principles. Health, a lot of fitness health app, they use gamification. For example, like teaching people like what's, for example, like some coloring apps. They use augmented reality and then let kids to draw, like for example, like vegetables or hearts. Once they finish it, they can use AR and look at like their final product in AR and learn more about, their eyes, their hearts, their skin, and like different types of animals, different types of vegetables, different types of organs inside their bodies. So yeah, as for health, you can also see a lot of gamification elements inside. Work, for example, like there are a lot of management programs, applications using gamification. For example, right now I'm using Asana. If you are familiar with Asana, you can see they have a section called goals. So pretty much you can see gamification elements, for example, like progress bar, and also like kind of break down the big task into small tests. And then once you finish it, you see your progress bar. move forward. So it's also using game elements. Yeah, another one will be education and training. Later on, we will show you some of the e-learning education application using game element. Okay, so that's okay. Yeah, and then later on we can see politics and terrorist group. For example, like right now, if you ever watched Black Mirror, one of the episode was talking about, yeah, everyone was being graded, being kind of grading by different people. For example, if
pair
Searching.
hello.
Now I 4J.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So if you see that episode, you can pretty much see that China is applying that system. For example, if you get really low points, lower than average, you probably cannot take train or take any public transportation. Yeah, you couldn't rent a house, you couldn't do a lot of stuff that normal people can do because they are doing gamification, giving everyone a score, and this score will represent you. And if you have if your score is really low, you probably cannot do a lot of stuff. But if you have a higher score, you probably can get, for example, like get a lot of really good benefits. So that's also gamification. Technology design, yeah. So we can see right now we have a lot of technologies. They use game systems for their design. So you can see the progress bar, and you want to achieve more because you can pretty much see your improvement and throughout all the digital products. Online casinos. So if you go online, you can see a lot of different gambling or like some casinos, some games, and they also use gamification elements. So let's see what's game elements. If you see some points, for example, frequent flyer programs. If you fly in a certain amount of miles, you can get some points. And those points can be in exchange of cheaper hotel or some free flight tickets. Yeah, so those are points. Badges means that once you achieve some certain of levels, you got a badge. It means honor, right? So that's also game elements. Leaderboards means that compared to your peers or other teams, other members in the game, what's your rank? So this is also kind of another motivation for people to want to compete more and want to do more and win more. Performance graphs. This, for example, like progress bar. If you play games, you can see like, oh, for example, like experience bar. You can see like, oh, I have to gain 300 experience in order to unlock another features. So that's performance graphs to see where you are and where will you go. And then how much effort you have to put in order to achieve your goal. So that's performance graphs. Meaningful stories. In the book, Actionable Gamification, written by Yu Kai Chu, he mentioned that sometimes when we jump into the game, the reason why people are so addicted to a game is because when they jump into the game, they feel there's an epic goal. Like the world is dying and you are the only hero to save the world. For example, like Final Fantasy 15. When I jump into the game, I was the prince of a fallen empire, and I had to kill all the evil monsters in order to save my kingdom. So yeah, so when a novelty, someone new, newborn person like jump into the story, they feel like, yeah, like I am the only one who can do this. And they feel like they are doing something much higher, much bigger than themselves. So this gives meanings to the game. So the reason why people are so addicted, because they want to feel a sense of achievement, even though the task is unnecessary. Like fighting all the monsters is unnecessary to my real life. But the reason why I'm willing to do it again and again is because I feel that I'm doing something much bigger and much meaningful. Yeah, so that's meaningful stories. Avatars. When we are given to an avatars, we feel we own this character. We feel like we are those characters. So if you are given to an avatar and you can customize it, you feel like you are part of the person, the avatar, and you feel you can be more immersed in the storyline because you are the avatar. So this is also the game elements. Teammates. Later on, we will talk about some psychology. So teammates are really important to someone who is more like dependent on other people. If they inside their personality, they have some parts they like to depend on people, and they like security, and they focus on their family. Those types of personalities, they would love to have teammates, so they feel secure, they feel supported during the game. They feel like it's another community or social driven types of person. They would love to meet new people inside this virtual world and have another identity, have another kind of like life inside the game. So yeah, so that's about the motivations. So we can see, like, as for motivations, we can see extrinsic and intrinsic. As for extrinsic motivators, they love to compete. They love to kind of like accomplish or own something. And then they like to risk out and then to enjoy another adventures, another stories, see something that they haven't experienced. So they will be attracted to points, leaderboards, badges, and challenges. While intrinsic, these types of people, they love to do self-expression. For example, like playing Lego, right? When playing Lego, you see different possibilities of the world that you build. So this release another types of self-expression. And every time when you build, even though the blocks are the same, but the world you build will be totally different from your peers. So this will be more like a self-expression. Every time you can see your creativity unleashed. And then you can also see like social, and people love to express like the connection with other people. And also you can do a lot of self-improvement, like people who focus on their intrinsic motivations. They would love to feel like they are doing something bigger than themselves and they want to improve themselves, even though there's no our world, for example, like there's no badges or there's no like ranks for them, but they are happy to do it again and again because they see themselves grow and they feel like they are doing something bigger than themselves, and they see their creativity got unleashed. So yeah, so those are more like intrinsic motivators. So let's talk about 16 basic desires that Dr. Stephen Rees invent. So psychologist Dr. Stephen, he find out 16 basic desires. Before, we usually talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but according to some of his book, he thinks that Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a little shallow dip if you want to talk about games and some like deeper meanings of different game mechanics related to the personalities. In Dr. Stephen's book, he talked about 16 basic desires related to religion. So that's his original thoughts. But another doctor called Dr. Jonathan, he later on wrote another book called Deliberate Fun, using Dr. Stephen's 16 basic desires to kind of apply those 16 basic desires, motivations to make it games. So we can see like Dr. Stephen, he pretty much thinks that everyone has 16 basic desires. And then it's the matter of that you have very weak needs or strong needs that matters. For example, let's see. Yeah, this is the book if you are interested in learning more. So there are 16 different needs. First one is acceptance. People who really need to be appreciated. For example, if people who are really like this types of personality, they would love to, for example, like get points, because get points means that you are accepted by the whole system. So acceptance, these types of personality would love to being accepted by the rules, being accepted by the society. Curiosity, if you are these types of players, you might want to learn more about different things. For example, like if the game is just, for example, you already know what's next. If there's no surprise, this game might not attract to people who has stronger curiosity motivation. Eating, the need of food. For example, some people will spend the majority of their time prepare food, and some people, they don't need to think of food. They just grab some, snacks and they are ready to go. So those types of people, for example, people who really need food, your program probably, if you are kind of like in the class, in physical class, in a program, you probably, if you are targeting on people who focus on food, you probably can have some, some rewards related to food or something, or just remember to have a meal time for them rather than kind of like rush it out, or having a little snack booth in your e-learning event or in your other events. So make sure people get recharged every few hours so they can kind of listen to or like participate the event. Family. Some people, they work for their families, so they won't they won't want to participate anything else, and they rather, for example, they only work for 8 hours per day and the rest of the time they want to spend for their families. While others, if in this thread, if you have lower motivation for families, you might fight for your career. You might take a lot of your family time and kind of put into the game you are playing, or put into the your career, and you want to kind of be kind of more competitive. You want to kind of put extra time to accomplish something. So that's family desire. Another one is honor. Honor means more like a patriotic. I am honored for this country, or someone feel proud of his own tribe. So if someone who is labeled as an honorable person, he might follow the rules of the traditions, and he might love to kind of like, he will be more traditional and follow the culture and feel proud of his tribe, his country, or his class. So this person will be more faithful to the regular roles. So yeah, if you have lower honor, you might likely to break the rules. You might likely to see what else, and you might likely to change, make the change of your current tribe. Idealism. Idealism is that someone who likes something that much bigger than themselves. For example, like they cares about justice. They care about a lot of like something that much bigger than them. For example, I want to take people to Mars, right? I want to make the world a better place. That's idealism. If someone who fall into, or who has strong desire for idealism, it means that the person wants to put a lot of time and effort just to accomplish something that much bigger than himself. But on the contrary, if someone who has low desire for idealism, he or she might likely to be more practical. For example, like day-to-day tasks, for example, like upcoming bills. So if someone who has less stronger desire for idealism, he or she might not care. They just don't care about global warming. They don't care about something bigger than themselves, but they care about something near themselves, for example. Yeah, like everyday little things. So yeah, so this is another trend. Independence. It means that whether the person wants to depend on other people or not. For example, if you want to have a game which have teammates, those probably more attract to someone who is more interdependence or low desire for independence. But for example, if this game can motivate, if you want to motivate independence, like higher desire, people that desire a lot of independence, that maybe, for example, like a ski, for example, like some skateboarding, something that like requires one person to do it, and a lot of fun just by accomplished by one person. That's independence. Yeah, so that's that try. Order is the need for prepare, establish, and convention environments. So we all see a lot of people, they love orders. When they see something falling to their schedule, they feel happy. But some people, they are more kind of random. So if they see something in order, they might get bored easily. So that's another trait. Another one is physical activities. Some people, they need a lot of physical activities. So for example, like I know some people, they just walk around the block like 10K steps per day. For me, I'm like 7K, I'm not 10K. So I mean, I love to see myself get fit. So physical activities is important to me. But on the contrary, if someone who doesn't care about their physical activities, they just want to sit in one place and finish the learning. But for example, like if someone who couldn't really sit on the chair, they might need to have a lot of breaks, or they want to kind of have some physical activities. After that, they can be more concentrate on their learning. Another one is power. Some people love to feel powerful of themselves. So if this campaign can let them feel the power of control, they would love to do more about the tasks. And beauty means that people love visually appealing things. So for example, if your target audience are more like a beauty driven, you might need to make all your programs graphically beautiful, or all the elements need to be well designed. All the slideshows must be well designed. So this can make some people, for example, some people, they just judge a book by its cover, or some people, they think the design of the product is more than the function. It's more important than the function. So if you want to kind of attract these types of people, visual people, you probably need to make your presentation, your elements really beautiful. And saving. Some people, they love to kind of hoard stuff. For example, like they love to preserve stuff. So for example, like points. If your game has points, people who love to save points, or people who has this trait, strongly desire for saving, these types of people, they would love to do that saving, because when they see the number getting bigger and bigger, they feel more excited. So this kind of accumulation pages or like points will really kind of attract to these types of people. Social contact. Some people, they love to be a social pleasing person. They love parties. They love to kind of like having small groups, and then being active in their social groups. So yeah, so these types of people, if for example like online multiple player games, that would be wonderful for them, because they can know more about people. And once they know more about people, know different types of people, make different friends, they will feel energetic and happy. Social status. Social status, if someone who is highly motivated by social status, they want ranks, they want fancy food, they want fancy cars, they want something that separates them from the other people. For example, there's a book called I think it's the bells of, yeah, I need to double check. Yeah, there was a book, and in that book it talks about kind of like the current structure of Americans according to different race, according to different intelligence, and those race and intelligence compose different status of like American social status. And then in that book, it says that if you find someone who loves to wear their, for example, like Lakers t-shirts, or like something represent their city, and it feels like they're hero of the tribe. For example, like if you see someone who loves to wear reality shows t-shirts, those are the people who probably in the lower level or in the society, according to his studies. So his book was really controversial at that time because people think that you couldn't separate people in that way. But there are some social psychology behind it. It seems like people want to kind of feel that they are higher, or they are satisfied to satisfy their social status. And tranquility, it means that people need to be secure and protected. So people who love this love to make sure everything is following the order, make sure the person is being alone, make sure people being secured. And vinginess, this one, if someone who has strongly having this trait, he or she will likely to strike back against another person. So for example, if your game has leaderboard, or if your game is always attacking enemies, these types of game will attract these types of person. So so this book, Deliberate Fun, is talking about how important different personalities, like what types of game mechanics attract what types of people. So you can kind of get a pen and paper, write down your need of each desires. And then, so if you are interested in diving more, you can purchase this book. So for example, like acceptance, curiosity, eating, family, honor, idealism, independence, order, physical activities, power, beauty, saving, social contact, social status, tranquility, vinginess. You can draw 2 lines. In the middle will be average. If you kind of like slightly, for example, like the yellow one is average need. And if you are kind of like go through to the right side, you can see that's strong need. But if you go negative side, and you are using, you can use green, and it means that it's like a weak needs. You don't need those. So you can kind of see who you are, and then and see what game mechanics might apply to you. And you can kind of trace back what types of game you really love to play, and are those game mechanics kind of targeting on your personality. So for example, like points, if people who are addicted to points, they love powers, they love being accepted by the community or by the rules, and they love orders, because points, once you do something, you get some points. So it's kind of something in order. And then if you are attracted to badges, you love saving, you love collecting things, and you love status, you love feeling like superior than other people, and you want to be accepted by the society. And leaderboard is more targeting on people who love status, who love power. And once they see, for example, like 1 week ago, I was like behind somebody, but now I win over the person for like win like a 1 week, one rank. So I feel a sense of achievement, because I feel like I got my revenge. So these types of people, they might be attracted to leaderboard. So let's see some other game mechanics. If you are interested in the book, here's the kind of like the citation for this book. If you are interested in achievement, which means that virtual or physically representation of having accomplished something, often locked until a series of tasks have been accomplished. This is called achievement, game mechanics. And you might have, if you are attract or your target audience attract to this game mechanics, their core desire, they will have strong desires of acceptance, want to be accepted by people. They want powers. They want to feel controlled. And they want high social status and feel superior than other people. And they love doing revenge because if they see themselves beat other people, they feel a sense of satisfaction. So that's the core desires of someone who are attracted to achievement, this mechanic. Attacks. If your audience or if you are attracted by a game mechanics called attack, for example, if we play zombie games on some arcade machine, the first thing we need to do is to attack, just keep attacked, right? So the game mechanics will be attacking an enemy, whether the enemy is an opposing player or virtual enemy. And then the core desire will be veganess. It's like someone who just want to win and or want to fight. So this is the core desires for people who are attracted to this game mechanics. And avatar. Avatar is a representation of a player within the game, often customizable. So if someone who are attracted to avatar this game mechanics, they might want to be accepted, and they love beautiful things. They want to make themselves look good, and they also independence because they want to make themselves doesn't look like anyone else. They want to be special, and they also like to make friends with people also in the games, and they want to kind of show their status. For example, like for some avatar games, if you pay, for example, like $1.99, you can buy a new hair. You can buy something that is fancier than other people. So which means that if you have those types of stronger desires, then those types of people will be attracted by avatar, this game mechanics. Another one is caretaking. For example, if you play some online games or multiplayer games, you can see like some people, they just love those games because they can take care of each other. So in the game mechanics, it's players look after one another. They may be assigned this role or take it upon themselves. If people who are attracted to this game mechanics, they might love to be accepted, and they are family driven. They love to take care of themselves and kind of sacrifice themselves for something they care, someone they care. And then they are idealism. They like to kind of sacrifice or put a lot of time and money just to make the world or make the team better. And they are interdependent. For example, like they depend on other people. They are not dependent on themselves. And they like everything to be in order, to be in tranquility, and to be peaceful. So that's the types of people who will be attracted by this game mechanic called caretaking. Okay, so yeah, so before we talked a lot about motivation, personality, and also some game mechanics, and some people who has strong desire of some certain of characteristics will be attracted to some certain types of game mechanics. Then now we will talk about some marketing campaigns and e-learning campaigns. So marketing campaigns, when people play games, they spend time interacting with the brand and creating long-term engagement. The thing about the game is that the game can create engagement and make people immerse into the storytelling, yeah, that they feel that much bigger than themselves. Okay, let me. Oh, I have to do this. Okay, and then 75% of smartphone owners have played a game on their device, and 46% played on a daily basis. So it means that since everyone has his smartphone, and then the majority of people play games somewhere, or they are playing some marketing campaigns games and they didn't even aware of. So which means everyone has at some point played some games. Okay, so let's see this Magnum pleasure hunt campaign. In 2011, Magnum launched a web game that players could travel to web pages of brands such as Samsung, Hotel San Martino, and sister company Dove, collecting chocolate bonbons. Bonbons means candies. At the end of the game, Magnum revealed their new ice cream product, the Magnum Temptation. So in this game, they use points, challenge, adventure, leaderboard for the whole experience. Let's take a look. Yeah, so previous for this campaign, basically they got a lot of social shares, and then in few years ago they recreate another AR campaign, so people can download this kind of like the AR version of the app, and they play, I think in Amsterdam or somewhere in Europe, and it got a lot of traction as well. So yeah, so this is a very very successful gamification campaign, and pretty much it was a princess trying to save a prince got kidnapped, which is also a twist of a fairy tale. It makes it really interesting, and people love to share and join the game. Yeah, so Yeah, and let's talk about M&M Pretzel Eye Spy. So in 2020, to promote M&M's new product, M&M posted to their Facebook an image and challenged their followers to spot a pretzel among the colorful M&Ms. The campaign was extremely low budget. You see, it's just an image, and then it went viral, and with like over 10K comments and 6K shares. The gamification mechanics are challenge, social share, and fun. So if you can take a look of this image, you can see there's a small pretzel somewhere. Let me share with you. The pretzel is here. So they just put a social image so you can see the pretzel is here, right? This is the pretzel. So yeah, so pretty much they want to introduce a new product, and then they kind of play this game, and a lot of people are trying to find this little pretzel. So this is also using gamification to their marketing campaign. So the gamification mechanics will be challenge, social share, and adventures or fun, like surprise, unexpected. Okay, so that's the Starbucks rewards. Starbucks rewards lets you earn stars with every purchase that you can be redeemed for free drinks or food. Before the pandemic, I download Starbucks apps, and I was purposely want to collect a lot of stars, and in exchange I exchange a lot of like actual Starbucks coffee or stationery, because I thought that those are kind of simple, something that only you can change by stars, rather than money cannot buy those. So I kind of in exchange a lot of like some Starbucks limited product or seasonary product. So yeah, I was attracted by this plan as well, this marketing campaign as well. Yeah, so you get 2 stars for every $1 you spend on most purchases. So yeah, so the gamification mechanics will be progress bar. So you can pretty much see like your progress. You can see like there's a circle and how many stars you need to purchase in order to in exchange some stuff. And then yeah, and social gift, you can also gift to make gift to your friends. So that's social gift. So let's see this.
Welcome to Starbucks. You love your tall double shot skinny latte and the little surprises that come with it. With the new My Starbucks Rewards, we're rewarding you with more of the things that make you smile. First, you need a Starbucks card. Simply pick one up and register it online. Each time you use it to pay at Starbucks, you'll earn stars. Pay with your card, collect more stars, and redeem great rewards like your favorite drinks on the house, a slice of cake on your birthday, upsize upgrades, and more of what makes you happy. And if you ever forget your wallet, don't worry. You can still buy a drink, earn stars, and check them on the go. So go on. Your journey to all things bright and beautiful begins here. Welcome to Starbucks.
Yeah, okay, so that's Starbucks campaign. This one is called Under Armour Trivia. So during each of the Warriors playoff games, Stephen IQ went live when the NBA star sinks his first three-point shot. From there, users have to answer questions for a chance at the prize pool. Players can win store credit, shoes, and even NBA playoffs tickets. The shoes were Stephen's own UA sneaker, the Curry 5. So pretty much you download this app and you watch their NBA game. And then once someone have like the first 3-point shot, and you can kind of log in and answer some questions, you got the chance to win the shoes or some other rewards. So this kind of encourage people to first download the app, second watch the game, and then need to be really, really focused on the game, because once the guy shoots like a 3-point shot, you have to kind of like enter and then answer questions, and you have the chance to win big. So that's kind of like the whole game mechanics. Okay, so yeah, okay, so let's see this campaign.
Welcome to Step IQ, the trivia show hosted by me and triggered by Step. And when he hits a 3, we give away prizes. All you have to do is answer the 8 questions. How many points did Step? What city in California? Which city has never had an? If you think you've got the chops to conquer Step IQ, well, it's time to step it up. Download the app right now.
Yeah, so that is another marketing campaign that kind of promoting the player, also having a lot of fun with the fan. Yeah, so, and the fan, if they kind of focusing on the game, the actual basketball game, they can win big. So it's kind of like a win-win campaign. So let's talk about e-learning. So e-learning, what is e-learning? First, education supported by internet or digital tools. Second, e-learning is a great medium to incorporate gamification. Yeah, because e-learning is pretty much, I think learning is similar to gaming, because in games, there's no instruction. You pretty much get thrown into a situation where you don't have any idea where you are going. And then by slowly adapting, slowly learning, kind of get some small tasks, and you build up your skills, and you kind of getting started, and then kind of walk through, or like kind of getting through the whole game experience. Similar to learning. When you learn something, first time you have no idea what's going on, and you have no skills. So I would say game and learning are really similar experience. So for example, like when kids learning a language, they don't read a lot of grammar, right? They don't really study like the structure or look at the menu, how this language is formed. But they just dive into an environment and made a lot of mistakes and build up their skills, like immersed in the learning environment. Same with the game. Nobody will read a manual or instructions for Angry Bird, right, before playing. Usually people just jump into an unknown situation and figure out on their own. For example, if someone get into escape rooms, right, they will kind of explore the place first, and then start slowly build up their skills, and then getting the experience and getting through all the different rooms. So that's the similarity of gamification and learning, is that you have no skills, you are novelty at the beginning of the journey, then you slowly build up your skills. And as for game, you can get instant feedback, and you can see your progress. You can see a lot of like something that you start slowly progressing. Similar to e-learning, you can learn something and you see your progress. You know where you are going, and you know where you are. That's why gamification is really good usage, or application for, or a really good mechanics for e-learning. And number 3, in 2015, the global e-learning industry reached $107 billion. And then the market experts expect this to scale up to 325 billion by 2025. I think right now, due to COVID, I think the number will go even higher because right now all the students, the majority of students are at home or they need some e-learning after their actual online learning. Pretty much all the learnings is online right now. So yeah, I think e-learning will flourish, and gamification, especially for Gen Z and the millennials, gamification will be more appealing to those 2 generations. So yeah. And then let's see one of the most successful apps, language learning apps called Duolingo. Duolingo is a language learning app, features some excellent examples of gamification. Progress indicators are everywhere on Duolingo, and they are expertly adapted for language learning, with skill strength going down over time. So pretty much if you download Duolingo, you can choose what language you want to learn. And for me, I choose Spanish because because in California, Spanish is probably the most useful language you can have. So at the beginning, I really like that owl character, because that owl character kind of like make me feel like it's really friendly and it's really easy. Because learning a language, my background is that I learned English back in Taiwan. You know how I learned it? I remember when I was in high school, I bought an English dictionary, and I kind of tear up the back binding, and there were 26 English word, like alphabet. So I kind of segment, I use my knife and then kind of cut. For example, A, put in one section, B, put in the second section. So every day when I walk from my dormitory to the classroom, I grab one small pamphlet and start from A. I memorized everything while I was walking to my classroom. Yeah, that was how I learned English. I memorized all the individual letters on the dictionary. And then, so that's how I learned it. And I was so miserable because it's not fun. It's really boring, and I have to memorize by heart. It's just a pain in the ass. So my learning English process was not a good one. So when I learned Spanish using Duolingo, I feel like, wow, this is so easy. Similar to like a baby learning a new language. For example, you go there, and I remember the first one is kind of like a little boy, and then it has the Spanish little boy, and then you need to choose which one is the little boy, and the picture and the words is already there, and all you need to do is to click. It's really easy, but later on it will make it like a little harder. For example, you have to compose a sentence of I am a boy. So start from super easy, like even I feel like it's even cheat because it wants you to select, right? But it's already has a picture of a boy. You will never go wrong. So it's kind of scaffolding, like giving you all the information you need and let you choose the right one. And later on, like take out all the, scaffolding information, take out all the information and want you to kind of create your own. And you can listen and then kind of drag and drop stuff. And later on at the end, you will see your progress. So yeah, like every day, learn a little bit, just like learn one sentence or one little word. So I feel like, like every day taking like 5 minutes, and then I learn one new single Spanish word, and everything is really friendly. I don't feel pressure. Unlike my previous English experience, I cut the dictionary and memorized the whole book. This one is much easier and friendlier and so much easier to remember because it has visual, audio, and then interaction. So even though I went wrong, it has a lot of chance for me to get right. So at the end, I always achieve something. So I feel like less stressed out. Unlike I have to memorize the whole dictionary, and the teacher will give you a really boring, like 100, single, you need to fill out all the English words in order to accomplish the class. That was totally a different experience. So you can see like the progress bar is everywhere. And then you can see the game mechanics. You can see avatar, you can see badges, leaderboards, social gifting. For example, if you share this app to your friends, you can unlock your premium learning experience. So yeah, it's social gifting, and you can see the progress bar, and you can see where you are right now, and you can see where you will go. So this will really help for people to see like their progress and their goal. Yeah, so that's.
Duolingo is the free, fun, and effective way to learn a language. With over 35 languages and interactive bite-sized lessons that keep you motivated, Duolingo is the world's #1 language learning app. Download Duolingo and start learning a language today.
Yeah, and then let's talk about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is really good at kind of letting you fill out your profile. For example, like when I first time fill out my LinkedIn profile, I can see where my progress is. Once I fill out all the sections, I got all stars. And I feel like, yeah, I achieved something. So that's also another kind of, they use gamification. I mean, gamification, it doesn't have to be a video game, like a 4K high resolution and a lot of like, graphics, beautiful graphics, and a really good storytelling. You don't have to. As long as you apply some of the game mechanics into your product and that people to understand more, and this mechanics using gamification or game mechanics, that's the gamification. So even LinkedIn, when people heard of LinkedIn using gamification, people will think that, hey, LinkedIn is such a professional place. Why we have something like gamification? It sounds like a really, fun, casual. It doesn't feel like LinkedIn. But actually, LinkedIn, they use a lot of gamification. So in Social Selling Index, it's a tool that measures our capabilities with regarding to sell a brand or product by social channels. Having a sense of our SSI allows us to become a better marketers and salespeople that observe how successful we with the engagement. The better our SSI is, the more we are able to sell ourselves and products. So you can see on LinkedIn, you can see the rank, you can see avatar, which is yourself, and you can see like, your SSI rank. And also you can see like what segments or like what part you did well, what part you have to accomplish. Similar to a lot of like fitness app. Right now I'm using Nike Run Club. Every day I run and I see like how much I run, how many miles I run, and I see like, compared to yesterday, I was better or I was worse. And I also got a lot of badges. For example, like, I got like a 3 streak, 5 streak, 5K fattest, or I got a lot of different banners, badges, and I feel like, wow, I accomplished something. So this kind of encouraged me to run. And I also love to share with my friends. So I pretty much screenshot and post on my LinkedIn story. So if you follow me or if we are friends, you can see like on my story, it's all about running. And later on, I probably will share some recipe, healthy recipes. So just like keep motivate myself to kind of eat something good, so I have something to post. So this is kind of like another motivation for social media, which encourage people to share and reinforce some good habits. So as for LinkedIn, what gamification mechanics they apply will be rank. Progress bar. Yeah, progress bar, if you go to LinkedIn, you can totally see where you are right now and what you can improve and where your next goal will be. And instant feedback. Yeah, for example, like every time when I post something, I can see instant feedback. For example, like LinkedIn will give me like the notification, like take somebody to increase your views or something. So they will give you something because like, for example, like first or second hours, they didn't see your view get higher. For example, I only got 10 views, 20 views, and it's like much lower than my average views of a post. So they will give you like instant feedback, like, oh, you have to hashtag somebody or something. And they will give you some suggestions to improve your posting. So yeah, so those are instant feedback. Avatar. Of course, avatar is yourself. So you might kind of like want to do more because you see yourself there and you see like your rank is really low. You kind of want to kind of help yourself and kind of climb to the top. So that's the gamification mechanics they are using. McDonald's. Similar, if you join my last week's talk, you can see I show a little bit of Walmart's Spark City app. It's if you go to App Store, you type Spark City, and you can download an app from Walmart. It's an app for Walmart to train their employees in a gamification way. So similar to Walmart, McDonald's create a training game, they make it really addictive, purposeful, and fun. Using an innovative approach, a game was designed to target skills and knowledge, using simulation of what is the new system so that the learner's ability to take orders could be tested, and using questions to assess knowledge on how to deliver the best customer experience. Gamification mechanics will be points, levels, and challenges. Okay, so yeah. So I think this one, yeah. So you can see in McDonald's gamification, they pretty much led you to kind of like a place like training you to kind of help customers to get an order, and then you can pretty much see their scores, levels, and types. So it will help you to kind of like learn how McDonald's staff works, and then start from a really simple question, and you need to fill out the order in a game way. So yeah, so this will be much safer. For example, if you train a staff, if you let them to go to the environment, they might make a lot of mistakes for their first day. But if you use like a simulation games, it will kind of like train your staff with all the different scenarios. So the newbies can start learning and make mistakes. Feel freely make mistakes, feel secure, because if they make mistakes in a game, it's fine. But if they make mistakes in reality, they might lose a customers. So this will kind of ensure that people knows what's the reality rules, but in a much more safe way to train a staff. Okay, that's the Lifesaver. It's another game, but yeah, it's more about like life matters. So Lifesaver is an award-winning game in a film designed to teach the general public essential life-saving skills in CPR and first aid. Lifesaver is a collaboration between kind of like UK and their kind of production company Unit 9. In the 4 scenarios, evidence-based guidance on CPR and the first aid education are brought to life. Okay, so the gamification mechanics will be points, data, and adventure. So pretty much it's kind of like, I would say a film, but there will be different situations where you see people kind of got some emergency situation. So at the most important time, you have to click the right button in order to save the person, and you will jump to another film clips once you choose one scenario. So that's
up to 140,000 people die each year in the UK because those around them didn't have the basic skills needed to keep them alive in a crisis. The same problem exists all over the world. However, the training for these skills is still dominated by techniques little changed since the 1970s. Lifesaver is an experiment in a whole new way to teach emergency skills.
Hello, are you okay? Is he okay? What are you doing?
It's a movie you play like a game. It throws you into 3 situations where someone will be dead in 10 minutes unless you do the right thing. You learn by doing. Do it wrong and see the consequences. Do it right and sense the thrill of saving a life.
Isn't that the ambulance? Should we just wait for the ambulance people to arrive?
Deliver a shot now.
No, he can't wait.
Press the flashing orange button. Shot delivered. Be sure
Come on,
the
come on,
ambulance
wake up!
service
Come on,
has
wake
been called.
up!
Did it work? Did it work, Jake? Please.
Guys, please!
Start CPR.
Do something! What do we do?
Okay, guys, thanks a lot. We'll take it from here. Okay, we're going to take over the CPR in 3, 2, 1.
45 seconds until analysis will resume.
Thank you so much. Oh, it's okay. I just hope he's okay.
Thank you so much. Well done. You did a brilliant job. Well done.
Thanks.
Delivered.
Yeah, that was a really interesting game because it's similar to some of the games. For example, I remember there was a game called Rain or Big Rain. It's more like you look at the storytelling and there are different choices for you. And at the end, everyone's choice was different. Yeah, so you can kind of like choose different, like you have free will. It seems like you have free wills, but you are limited in those choices. And then once you choose that, you will lead to another storytelling. So that's another game mechanics. So is gamification useful? The answer is yes, of course. Gamification can improve learning curves and make learning fun, especially for younger generations like Gen Z and millennials. The best learning experience one can have is when he or she doesn't have to even realize it and they just learn it. Not only can it help individuals learn better with the subject, but they will find entertainment with its fun game-like experience and want to revisit learning again and again. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. So that anyone has any questions, and feel free to contact me. Yeah, and connect with me. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, if you have questions, feel free to kind of ask me. Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Any questions? Yeah. Yeah. Anyone has any questions? Yeah, I will post, or anything you wanna ask related to gamification. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it seems like we don't have questions, and I really appreciate you joining today's presentation, and thank you for joining, and then I will see you next time. Yeah, thank you, thank you, JD. Okay, so see you next time. Bye bye.